My name is Catherine Beist. I live in the greater DC area and I am a Hellraiser with GAP Community. I am raising hope, love, and light in South Africa. I've been working with GAP for about 6 years and now been going to Africa with them for 2 years. The draw for me, especially there the first time, was just seeing how much was really needed and how much I could provide. But it started all on the idea of really being with people and connecting with them and just creating a bigger future for them and talking to students about, all the taboo things, sex, drugs, alcohol. But to really be able to connect with the kids, to have this framework of trust and really ultimately creating a vision that's worth fighting for them. Things like staying in school, even though it's hard, it's difficult, but for them it's really about you need to be the change. We can provide tools for you, but at the end of the day it's their decision to really create change in the community, to stand up and say, hey, we need to fight against HIV, we need to give our kids more opportunities, not leave them behind in schools. The school systems are trying, but so many are left behind, and if they even go to school. But I keep going back because there's such a need, and that was the first time I went. It was empowering because literally I was exactly what they wanted. They wanted somebody they could talk to, being an ear for the kids and an opportunity for them to really share. A lot of them share things they've never shared with anyone, that they're either too ashamed, they're afraid to share, and to see them be able to tell these things, they're so uplifted and they're so light afterwards, and they see new opportunities for their life that they've never even seen before. And one of the NGOs we work with actually provide scholarships for these students. And when we started talking to them about how many people are on the list, breaking it down, there were about 50 kids on the list. And the reason that these kids weren't being sponsored is because they just didn't have the money. So we started talking to them. We're like, well, how much does it cost to sponsor a kid? And they're like, oh, it's about 1,000 rand. And we're like, one of the girls on our team goes, oh, that's a lot. And I looked at her and I was like, that's $100. That will get a kid through an entire year of school. Having gone back this past year, it was really great to see a lot of things pay off, like some of the shacks we had worked on. There was actually a large fire, so some of them were rebuilt, but some of the ones that we actually repaired, they were still holding up. There's just so many simple ways that even donations can change the future of one kid, 5 kids, an entire classroom, because of one person who gave $20 that a family was able to eat, that from that they were able to continue to go to school and become a social worker and come back to this community and be an example and really a role model for these kids to look up to, that change is possible, that the lives that they're leading now might be horrendous, but there's hope for something different for their lives.